last two OUA championship banners hanging overhead, the Queen's Golden Gaels had home court advantage for Game 1 of the best-of-3 OUA final series versus the McMaster Marauders. And this was a doozy, especially in the first set where both teams were anxious to set the pace. Sean Panchel puts the ball into play with a solid jump serve and the game is underway. Queens comes back with an attack that is blocked by parish offer Nate Gronveld. Somehow Queens keeps it alive, and then Jeremy teams up with Nate to stop them. Marauders came ready to play. They would score 3 of the first 4 points of the match. Nate pounds this one down with some authority. Queens responds, Jorn Zeeman getting it done with a kill of his own. Then it's Jeff Demisa cranking this one to narrow the gap. The Marauders led 8-4 at the first technical timeout. Jeremy Gronveld comes up with a dig off this Queens attack, and Peter Herkel follows up with an attack that somehow squeezes through 4 Golden Gaels for the point. A few plays later, Jeremy would go on the attack, but this time he's met by 2 Golden Gaels at the net. Offer would receive the setup from Sean Panchel, and he stamps it as this one found the floor in a hurry. Nathan would add an ace to keep the momentum with the Marauders. The Golden Gaels would struggle a little to establish their offensive stride, with Nathan and Jeremy getting in their way with some big blocks. At other times, as you can see, they had no problem at all. Sam Pedlow would serve 8 straight Golden Gael points. They tied the set at 24, but the Marauders hung on to win the closest set of the game, 26-24. With Parish Offer serving in the second, the Marauders would go on an 8-0 run. Nate Gronveld led the floor with 4 solo blocks on the night, this time shutting down the attack early on in the set. Panchel comes up with a diving dig to keep the ball alive, and the Marauders would tip it over the net, off the block and out of bounds, scoring 1. Jeremy's attack goes off a block, and the Golden Gaels would scramble to keep it in play. They get it over the net, and Jeremy decides to leave it for Nathan, who makes no mistake. He absolutely gets everything on this kill. Queens regroups, and it's Demisa with a kill to try and get his team going. They'd muster a few more kills, but it would be the Marauders who stole the show in this one. Offer plays this spike perfectly, and it finds the floor, and the Marauders led by 4 at the second technical timeout of the set. Jeremy Gronveld made his presence felt with this block, delaying the Golden Gaels' comeback attempt. They weren't done though. Nick Relowitz puts this one down the middle for the home team. Later on, Offer comes up with a pretty tip, and the Marauders go up 2-1. The Golden Gaels did their best to change the tides with plenty of attacks, over 100 actually, and Ruckavina sticks the kill, giving the Queens one of their 41 on the night. They tallied more than the Marauders in both categories. But McMaster was not to be denied. They made every one of their 35 kills count. Brian Hudson sets up Offer, and he tallies one of his team-leading 13 kills. Playing in front of his hometown crowd, he looked as cool and collected as could be on this tip. Herkel finishes the game with a decisive block. He immediately runs over to the bench to celebrate. The Marauders sail through the third set and win 25-17 to complete the sweep in Kingston. They now hold the advantage heading back to comfy McMaster University to play Game 2 and possibly Game 3 if needed. Queen's Jorn Zeeman led all players with 17 points and 15 kills, but it wasn't enough. Offer and the Marauders have beaten the Golden Gaels 3 straight games this season. One more win for the team that is yet to lose all year long, and they will be crowned OUA champions. Reporting for the McMaster Marauders, I'm Jody Kingsbury.